Today we're going to look at how to make a cup of tea. Now, the new skills you're going to be looking at doing today are cut and paste, inserting a picture, inserting a table, inserting a graph or chart, and adding a header and a footer. Now the first task. The instructions below have been muddled up. It is your job to put them in the correct order using cut and paste. Type them out exactly as they are first. Once you have placed them in the right order, move on to the other questions. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to create a bit of a gap between that blue box and the actual numbers. As you can see, they're not in the right order. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they're not in the right order. What you're going to have to do is cut and paste, so you're going to have to highlight, cut, and then paste above them in the right order. So I'm going to create a bit of a space there so I can start a new list. So I'm going to place it there. First one, I'm going to highlight it, as you can see. I'm going to right click and go on to cut. Now it automatically deletes the sentence. You don't have to worry about deleting it. All you're going to do now is paste it in the right place. So click where I want it. You've got three choices. For the first one, you can just paste it normally. As you can see, it comes up with number 1 automatically. So I've highlighted number 2. Again, right click, cut, go to where I want it. I'll go to the end, press return. It automatically puts in the number 2 for me. Now that might be a good thing or a bad thing. If I go to the first paste option, it doesn't quite give me what I want, so I'll go to the middle one and it allows me to carry on the same. The number 2 is still there, but it doesn't matter, you don't have to worry about that, you can just carry on as you are. Highlight again, cut, it's automatically deleted, I'll go to where I want it pasted, and as you can see at the moment it's going 1, 2, 3, again don't worry about the 2 underneath, we'll fix that at the end. So I'll carry on doing the rest of these now. I'll do 4, highlight, cut, so I'm not copying, I'm cutting, click where I want it, I'll pick the right paste tool, okay, come up slightly different there. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out the best one for me, and the best one for me would be, we'll try that one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to delete that 3, and return, so it goes above the line. If I press return again, it automatically figures out what's going on and puts the 4 in. Now I've gone and deleted the 2, so that might have been what was confusing it in the first place. So let's just see on the next one. So I've picked the line I need, so there it is. I'm going to highlight it. This is part number 5. Cut again. Put it where I need it. And again, there's the 5 automatically put in. I'll paste it. This time it's changed to 3. So as you can see, sometimes the computer tries to get it right for you, but when it tries to automatically do something, it gets it wrong. But there's my 5, but it's a little out of position. We'll sorry, I have to fix that in a second. I'll do number 6. Paste it in, there's number 6, no problem, and I'll do the same for number 7. I'll highlight it, cut, there's cut, click where I want it, paste it, and there it is. But again, slight mistake. As you can see, when I'm looking through the options, it's putting 2s, it's putting 6s, but it should be number 7. So we'll fix a few options. Number 5 is out of place, so you can go up the top there and just drag it across, and you can see it's moved. And I'll return, delete, go back up to the previous sentence. When I press return again, it fixes itself, it changes to number 7. If the picture's moved, you can move it back so it doesn't cover the next task. So task number 2. Your first task is to insert a table and add the text exactly like the one below. So I'm going to make basically an exact copy of this table. I need to make sure that I've got 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 5 rows going down. So the columns are the ones that stand up, and the rows are like chairs, rows of chairs that go across. So I'm going to go up to insert. If I go into insert, you can see table. Now this lets you just sort of move the mouse around and select how many columns. There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So as you can see, the table is already looking pretty similar. I'm going to type in the text that I need. So the first one is tea name, how many drink it, and then the final column is going to be called picture. Then I'm going to carry on with the team names itself. Now I'm not going to type them in to speed it up a bit. I'm just going to copy and paste them in, but you'll have to type them in because you won't have them on the screen. I'll do the same with how many drink it, copy and paste. And there's my table. But again, up the top the headings are slightly bigger in font size, and I think it's a bold on there as well. So I'll go back to the home, change the font size, and I'll add bold to it as well. So again, as you can see now, it's pretty similar. It might not be exact, but it's looking a lot more like it before I did the formatting there. The next part. Number 2, insert a chart under the table and call it what tea do we drink. Add the names of each tea and the percentage of what we drink. So I went up to insert, and as you can see that chart, it looks like a graph in the picture, so you can see it. Pick whatever you like. I normally like the 3D one, it looks a bit nicer. So I've clicked on that one, press OK, and a few things happen here. Now it's automatically opening up Excel because we're going to deal with numbers. So as you can see now, I've got one program on the left, which is Word, and the other program on the right, which is Excel. You don't have to worry too much about it, but the reason it does that is because using Excel for numbers, which we're going to be doing, is a lot easier than doing it in Word. But it tries to again predict what you want, and it's added too many columns and too many rows, so I need to change that. So I'm going to resize by dragging a little blue box down there. And missed it then. Okay, there we go. So you can see it's cutting off those first two, and that change changes the graph automatically, so it's reading between both programs. Now I just need to change these category 1, category 2, and category 3s into what I'm looking for. The first one is English breakfast. If I type that in, as you can see on the graph, it's automatically changed. So you can keep an eye to see if it's actually making the changes that you want. I'm going to type in the next one, which is chai tea, then mint, and then finally Darjeeling. So I've got my names of what each tea is, and that's all changed over. At the top, instead of series 1, I'm going to call it what the heading is. How many drink it? So I'm going to change that over. How many drink it? Underneath, the numbers don't really add up to what we're looking for. So for the first one, I'm going to type in 88 and then the percentage sign. So it's getting more accurate. Chai was 20%, so I'm going to change that over. Go just check it, 20%. Mint was 30%. And finally, Darjeeling will be 55%. So once I've typed those in, if I have a look at my graph again, so I've made sure everything's correct, take a look at my graph in the Word document, and as you can see, so English breakfast is up to about 88%, chai was 20%, mint 30, and then Darjeeling 55. So it's pretty accurate. I've clicked on the columns. If you want to change the colors, you've got a different box at the top there, allows you to change colors. So I can go up here and change them, or I can click on them individually. So I'll click that one individually. I'll go to the fill, so for that color fill, and I'll do a solid fill, so I just want it to be one color, and I'll pick something. Let's go for green. Click OK. So you can color coordinate each one, or you can have them all the same color if you want. So you can go back there, pick a different color, and this time I'll go for yellow or an orangey type color. So again, you can do individuals, you can play around with this. There's no right or wrong. You can just pick whatever color you want. I'm going to put it back to what it was originally, so I'm going to put a color. But there's your chart or graph, whatever you want to call it, in Word based on the table above. So number 3, using the internet, find a picture for each of the teas. Save each picture on your computer and insert each picture into the table in the space. So in that column on the right hand side where it says picture, I'm now going to put some pictures of the teas. So I've gone onto the internet and I'm typing in English breakfast, and as you can see, it automatically brings up English breakfast tea. So I've clicked that. I'm going to go to Google Images, so just put some pictures. Now you'll get thousands, so there's no need to look through every single one of them. Pick one which looks quite nice. I'm just going to go for this one here. It's quite standard. It's got the teacups and teapot and everything, so I'm just going to click on it. Then I'm going to right click, and you'll see an option called Save Image As. So I've right clicked on Save Image As, and it will eventually, should be a lot quicker on your computer, it will eventually bring up a window screen that will allow me then to save that picture where I want. Most people will save it in the pictures folder, some people will save it on their desktop. I'm just going to save it on the desktop because then I can easily find it when I want to add it to the Word file. So there's that save box. I'm going to call it English breakfast, so I know what the image is, rather than saving it as image 1, image 2, and getting lost. And I saved that to the desktop, so I know exactly where that's going to be saved. Now, I'm not going to do them all. I think I'm just going to do mint next, just to give you another example. So I'll go back to the top of Google, and instead of English breakfast tea, I'll just type in mint tea. And I've got obviously different pictures again. So I'm just going to pick that one next. It looks quite nice. And again, right click, save image as, brings up the save file. I'm I'm saving it to the desktop, and I've saved it as the Mint. So I'm going to go back to my Word document, in the Pictures column, insert picture. So depending on where you save it, you obviously have to find it. I'm going to go to desktop, like I said, that's where I saved it. And there they are, there's both of them. So for English Breakfast, I'm going to click English Breakfast and insert. And it's a bit big, but I'll make changes to that in a second. So again, I go to the Mint box, click insert. It already knows where I'm going to put the image. There it is, insert again. Now that one's really big, and obviously it's a bit too big to have in there. So I'm just going to click the corner, drag it down, and I'm going to make it smaller, something that's a bit more suitable for the table. And I'll do the same for the one above as well. So there's 2 in there. Obviously you've got together 2 as well. So we're looking for Chai and Darjeeling. Resize the pictures and insert. Next, we're going to add a header to the document. The header is where you put a bit of information into the document that stays there the entire time. So however many pages you have, it'll keep that header on there. So I've got insert header, and there's a few options as you can see there, but I'm just going to pick a blank one because I want to write my name. So there it comes. I'm going to put my name in there. And once I've done it, I can click anywhere on the page apart from the header. So I've clicked down below the header, and as you can see, it's placed it on that page automatically, and then on the top page automatically as well. So I only type it in once, but it'll automatically keep adding that to every page that I add to this document. If I've got 100, it'll appear 100 times. I've only done it once. Same with the footer, insert footer right next to the header, and again it adds a page number, or it could be a date, it could be whatever you want it to be, at the bottom of every single page in your document, but you only have to do this once. So have a little scan through, see what sort of design you like. If you just want something plain, you can just put it in yourself. If you've got one of the presets, you can scroll down. I'm just going to pick one of these along here now. Don't quite like those. Let's go for that one then. So I don't want my name, that's a mistake, so I'll get rid of that. I just want the page number on the right hand side there. So that's automatically set as number 2. And the one above is automatically set to number 1. I didn't type those in for you to recognize that. So if I double click again off the footer, there we go. I can go back to my document. I've got my header, which is Lee Jones, and I've got my footer, which is the page number, and it automatically adds those if I keep adding pages. So that's everything on how to make a cup of tea. Make sure you save your file where you can find it. If you're having any problems, don't be afraid to ask, and good luck.